I'm Rhod Gilbert, stand-up comedian. People tell me I've got the toughest job in town, but I'm sure I'd find other things far more difficult. So I'm ditching my regular job and trying something completely different. This is my work experience. And this week, I'm a coach tour guide. In a few days, I'd be taking a load of Welsh pensioners to Belgium, but the closest I've come to giving a guided tour is showing someone where the Hoover bags were when I worked in Curry's, a coach company near Pontypridd that agreed to take me on. I was here to meet Hugh and Julie. Between them, they knew more about taking pensioners abroad than a Dignitas rep.
A tour guide makes or breaks the holiday. You can't just sort of ad hoc something. It's got to be planned. You've got to know what you're doing, where you're going. It's exceptional customer service that we are looking for at all times.
There'll be a couple of people on board to keep an eye on you. I'll be travelling with the group as well, but I'll be taking a back seat.
I think this is probably the weirdest one I've done.
I'd be travelling alongside veteran driver Glyn. He looked more like a coach driver than was humanly possible. When he started driving, Jesus was still turning water into sunny delight.
Everything is self-explanatory in the toilet. Those buttons on the side.
Self-explanatory toilet. Oh, that's nice.
Just there.
That is nice, that is. This is the business, this one, is it?
That's pretty sharp, that one. When you sit in the courier seat, it's not so comfortable.
Is that my seat down there?
That's your seat down there.
That's it, is it?
That is it, yeah.
And after a hard day's tour guiding, I'll switch off and relax. Oh,
That's much better.
that's better.
Unless you want to swap over, I don't mind doing it. Because I detest driving, I hate driving, so...
You hate driving, Glenn? What sort of driver are you if you hate
I'm
driving?
serious, I detest driving.
Glenn, can I ask you a question?
Certainly.
Do you ever feel like you're in the wrong job? I've got a full itinerary. Every day is mapped out for me. Get up at this time, then breakfast, then get the luggage on board. Everything is boom, 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 this time, that time. I'm going to be responsible for getting all of us into those places at the right time. That's a bit of a worry, isn't it?
A few days later, at the crack of dawn, I waited with a suitcase full of Werther's originals and an air rifle. I looked like a bellboy, felt like a bell end. It was time to belt up and head for Belgium. I'm in Magor services near Newport. I've had 1 hour's sleep. And that's more training than I've had. With 30 Belgium-hungry silver surfers on board, I felt as out of place as Robert Mugabe at a Jerry Halliwell book signing. Good morning, all. Morning. I'm Rhod. I'll be your tour guide. Let's go to Antwerp. Oh, Glyn. You are spoiling me. The mobile retirement home set sail, and like a cow that's been minced and vacuum-packed, I couldn't walk away now. I'll just make a couple of announcements, ladies and gentlemen. There are 2 or 3 emergency exits. How many are there, Glyn, on this particular coach?
Every window is an emergency exit.
Every window is an emergency exit. How do they get out the windows?
Little hammers on the pillars.
A hammer. Well, then you've got to jump to the floor. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. If we do have any problems, simply smash the window and then jump the 15 feet to safety. I will be below with a sheet. Glyn sped to Dover. Up the back, it was like Last of the Summer Wine meets Spring Break. They were on a mission, knocking back the drinks like teenagers.
It is chocolate now, is it?
Yeah, chocolate, that is, yeah. With the party in full swing behind me, I wasn't sure what to do next, but I had to try to calm them down somehow. I tried some advanced Flemish lessons. I'll just give you a couple of words that you may find useful. Yes is ja. No is nie. Hello is hello.
Hello.
And thank you is dank you.
Thank you.
We do need the toilet. The phrase you need is waar is het toilet? Waar is het toilet? If the situation is more urgent, waar is het toilet? Ik heb hulp nodig. Where is the toilet? I need help. And once everything is back to normal, don't forget, thank you, thank you. Gaining in confidence, I threw out some facts about our destination. I tailored it to my audience, and they lapped it up. Belgian people are the most avid users of discount coupons in the world. Belgium produces the greatest variety of bricks in the world. Also, for those of you who are interested, I wouldn't give me any hassle, because if you do, I should probably point out that Belgium has legalised euthanasia.
As we rolled into Dover, a quick mirror under their noses established no one was dead yet. Waiting for the ferry, I discovered one of our group was a retired tour guide. I hung on Roy's every word as he blew the lid off some of the industry's best-kept secrets.
When you're serving teas, just keep your feet apart like that, and that gives you a little bit of balance, right?
Good advice, Roy.
Good advice.
Noted. Feet apart for teas and coffees.
Okay.
Is that the same for hot chocolate?
Roy's technique for standing up had worked a treat in the car park, and I couldn't wait to try it on the ferry.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can't go any further.
On board, I got to know my group better. They were experienced coach trippers and knew exactly what they wanted. Gaynor made it clear that if their demands for entertainment weren't met, she'd suffocate a puppy in her hair. I turned to Glyn for help.
They want bingo. They're demanding bingo. Gaynors, bingo this, bingo that. When's the bingo?
The waist-coated crusader and I set off in search of bingo cards, but with France in sight, it looked like that puppy was going to be munching perm, because no one could help.
Bingo cards, France. Bye. Who are you ringing? The National Bingo Helpline? I might just buy a pair of sunglasses while I'm here. No, focus.
We'd docked, and I hadn't found any bingo cards. And now I couldn't find the coach either.
All right, all the best, gentlemen.
Where you left it? You what? It's right there where you left it.
And I've forgotten where I left it now, that's the problem.
Why are we waiting for you?
Sorry. I was looking for you lot. I was trying to find some bloody bingo.
We glided into Europe with Wales's answer to Jensen Button. Glyn, I can't do my waistcoat buttons up. The demands of the job and the 4 a.m. start had done me in. The Antiques Roadshow rolled into Antwerp, but I'd neglected all my duties for over an hour.
I think I might have dozed off a bit there, did it?
How you doing, all right? We've all been waiting for tea.
You've probably noticed I've been quiet while we've been in Antwerp, so to allow you to enjoy it for yourselves for a little while.
I was exhausted, but I still had to drop a coachload of pensioners off at a budget hotel. That's not a euphemism for a difficult poo. I literally had to check us all in.
That is our list. Pair of hands. Mr. and Mrs. Jones. That could be anyone, couldn't it, that? Jenkins and Cartwright.
Checking in 30 Welsh people was never going to be easy. We had fewer surnames than the Nolan sisters.
You're in 321, sorry, yes, that's right. But are you supposed to be in a twin room in 239? You swapped with which lady? Oh, God, yes, you swapped with her. Sod's law, the wrong Williamses and the wrong Cartwrights have all gone in each other's rooms. Some basically got an inadvertent wife-swapping situation.
I left them to settle into the wrong rooms with the wrong partners and crashed. Day 2 was another early start. The historic city of Bruges and the sightseeing extravaganza awaited. I was as nervous as the puppy in Gaynor's handbag, because I had to make sure the day ran like clockwork.
Have you seen Rhod this morning?
No.
No.
Oh, you've seen Rhod this morning?
I haven't seen him.
You haven't seen him either?
We've got about 5 minutes and then we're going.
Hi, Rhod, it's Hugh here. We were due to leave at 8:15.
Unfortunately, my clock didn't work, and I'd overslept. Hugh was angrier than a Glaswegian zit. The two Anns weren't happy. The whole day's schedule was now in jeopardy.
Bollocks. Morning, everyone. Very, 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 very sorry.
I was in the doghouse. I needed to get us back on schedule, but I knew nothing about Bruges. Our scenic river tour left any minute, and I'd parked us miles away from any rivers. We shuffled off in search of water like a budget version of the Thriller video.
Sorry it's not warmer. My fault, Molly, probably.
You'd got that bid, yeah? The sun
Yes, I'm sure it was a lovely day when we...
We were going as fast as we could, but between us we had more walking sticks than a Charlie Chaplin exhibition. We were getting later and later for our river tour.
If I'd known how long this was going to take, I'd have gone up earlier.
We're picking up the rear.
No, you're not even picking up the rear rider.
I can't nearly there.
Come on, riffraff. Come on, son, don't be last. Try and overtake him now on the way.
Change up the gear.
Yeah, change up again now.
Cold, battered and bruised, we finally got to the boats. If I was going to turn this round, I needed to blow their socks off, or at least gently remove their support stockings. I had to give them the river tour of a lifetime.
The Lake of Love. The Lake of Love is a romantic place. Oh.
A romantic... Oh dear. Is that the palace? Is that the palace of the thing there?
No, that's a hospital.
Oh, that's a hospital. My scenic river tour was partially hampered by my not knowing anything about Bruges. Nothing to say about this bridge whatsoever.
17th century.
Ah, 17th century almshouses on the left for the poor.
They're still used for the poor.
They're still used for the poor, which makes me feel a little bit insensitive announcing that over a tannoy outside their house. And over on our left, some of the poor people. Still happy. Doesn't cost anything to smile. Look at that. Bags of kittens have had more enjoyable river tours, but things were about to get worse. I'd booked lunch on the other side of town, and we trundled off again. If you throw a coin into the lake of love, your wish will come true, ladies and gentlemen.
What if you throw a human being in?
Molly had a point. I was letting everyone down. Like a deputy headmaster who's gone into school in a negligee and pop socks, I knew I had to change. With more sightseeing laid on after lunch, I had an idea. I'm not pointing a finger, not mentioning any names, but as a group, we are quite slow. I've got to offer and suggest that those who would like it take a taxi to the next venue. I'd finally done something right. My taxis were snapped up. I'd showed I was thinking about them, and the mood improved immediately. Oh, hi. Could I get some taxis for 9 people, please? It's quite a sense of achievement. All I've done is ordered 2 taxis in Belgium, still. I loaded the taxis and ran on ahead with my pilfs. Pensioners I'd learnt were fast. Our next stop was avant-garde chocolate nut job Dominique Persoon, the Salvador Dali of the chocolate world. I'm the man, I'm Rhod.
Okay,
Hi.
hello, Dominic, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thanks for making time for us.
No problem.
We're all looking forward to this.
Okay, good.
Yeah. None of
Go
us...
upstairs? Yeah?
All right, yeah. Talk amongst yourselves.
Welcome. This is the test kitchen of our chocolate line team. Now, of all kinky spices, that's not allowed to get in our big production. So that's why we have this test kitchen here.
Having catered for the Rolling Stones, Dominique had invented some interesting ways of taking chocolate.
1, 2, 3. It's inside?
Oh, let's have another go. Who else wants to have their brain turned with chocolate? The morning had been a disaster. I knew this was make or break. Feel your brain turning with chocolate? But minutes later, we were mainlining chocolate like the Milky Bar Kid in a crack den. We totally forgot the rubbish morning we'd had.
Very dark lips.
What do you think? 3.
Yeah?
We were all off our Snickers, Twixters farts, but we'd bonded in the chocolate asylum. You all right? A right pair of hands. Here they come, a right handful. Again, Jenkins and Cartwright, always at the bloody back. Come on. It's like Green Jail with you two. Always something going on, always something causing trouble. George Michael may have been careless with his whisper, but even he never rammed it up his nose. And heading back to Antwerp on the coach, my brain had been properly curly-whirlied. Apparently in the old days, they used to lob live cats as far as you could as a kind of game. Well, they still do, but nowadays they use dead cats, apparently. In the old days, they used to...
Stuffed cats.
Eh?
Stuffed cats they use, not dead ones.
Oh, they use stuffed cats, sorry.
Stuffed.
Oh, stuffed cats.
I got a teeth for mate.
They don't use dead cats. Nowadays they use stuffed cats, not dead cats, apparently. Although stuffed cats are usually dead, in my opinion. I think today has been a game of 2 halves. Some highlights and some lowlights. I think a low light for everyone was me failing to turn up this morning. The atmosphere was distinctly frosty, and then lunchtime the sun came out. In many ways, I think we've all been a lot happier since. The group flaked out at the hotel to nurse their come-downs. Tomorrow was another busy day, because I'd be showing the group around Antwerp. But I knew less about Antwerp than I did about Bruges, and headed onto the streets to immerse myself in the local scene. Are you guys from Antwerp?
We are German.
You're German? Have a nice day.
I'm not from Antwerp.
You're not from Antwerp? You're not from Antwerp? No. Are you guys from Antwerp? No. You're not either? Nobody's from Antwerp. Are you guys from Antwerp? No. I don't think anybody lives in Antwerp. After 2 hours, it was hopeless. I wasn't just flogging a dead horse, I was shooting its remains out of a cannon. I went to bed with my guidebook. Next morning, I did a few lines of Toblerone and mainlined a Bounty before rushing downstairs to help with breakfast. Like a good tour guide, I was now attending to my group's every whim.
Because of this uniform, everyone from Denmark, from Germany is just coming over and pointing at things going, bread? Why is it no bread? Where is the bread?
You look like the waiter.
No, you look like the manager.
How come you still manage to look like a bus driver?
Krijg nog meer vertellen, ik nou dat je ook hier, nee? Maar dat ook je niks, nee?
Probably.
Ben ik in de BBC?
Very probably. BBC, yes, BBC.
Ben ik in de BBC?
BBC.
In Engeland, hoor?
Ja.
Ja, ik kom uit Noord-Friesland, nee? Weet je hoe dat is? Nee, nee.
Nee.
Nee, verstår ze ook niet, nee? Wie Danmark, grens Danmark.
Grandstand.
Danmark.
Das Leinem.
No, niet.
Oh, niet?
Denmark.
Denmark. Oh, Denmark.
I wasn't the only one who'd been smoking Caramac that morning.
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Yes, very good for you.
Very good.
For you.
I will try it.
Okay.
Thank you. It's good.
I know what he looks like.
Of course I'm on time. I'm always on time. Right, Roy, you hold the traffic at bay there. Slight's got a spring in his step today. He's not usually the pacemaker, but look at him go. You all right, Cartwright, Jenkins? Everyone all right? I've learned from my mistakes yesterday. I still don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to give it a good go. Damn good go.
Yesterday's unplanned walkabouts had left us with more dodgy legs than a KFC party bucket, so I'd blagged us a tram to get to our first port of call.
Yeah.
I'd been up all night revising and it had paid off. I now knew everything about this historic city.
What is that?
What is that? See.
No. How many flags are hanging up?
How many flags are hanging up there?
That's the tool information.
Count them.
I'd like that, like that.
You'd like that in your garden? Molly, if you shut up for 3 seconds, you'll see some beautiful architecture, won't you?
I had to get us to a cultural museum, and like the spots on Peter Stringfellow's backside, I was all over it.
I do know that on the top there's panoramic views of the city, and I've also arranged lifts and escalators. Lifts for those with mobility problems, escalators for Cartwright and Jenkins, who, as we know, just have motivational difficulties. There are giant games of snakes and ladders. It says to keep the kids entertained, but nothing a bingo gainer.
While they raided the museum for features for Molly's garden, I organised lunch. I pulled off a real coup and landed us an exotic Belgian specialty called frites.
Right, how many chips have we got? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16. 7 with tomato sauce. Mayo? 5. 7 and 5 is 12, and 3 is 15. So somebody hasn't specified. Hands up for chicken things. Fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 15 people. Hands up for fish. Fish. Chicken things. That's 15 people. We're one bloody short.
Yeah, but I'm only having chips. You said, put your hands up for fish and sausage, and I don't.
You, Roy, are a dickhead.
I was doing so well, Roy, the former tour guide, didn't like it. Clearly feeling threatened, he was determined to sabotage my efforts. I needed to remind him who was boss on this trip. Molly's bragging gave me an idea.
Well, when I go on the hardest trip around London...
Don't stop name dropping the Lidl's trip.
He holds a walking sticker.
Does he? That is good enough for me. I'm looking for something that will mark me out in a distinguished manner as a tour guide.
It didn't take long to find the perfect accessory. My new eagle gave me instant gravitas and authority. Other tour guides would bow before me. Any more lip from Roy and he'd be picking beak out of his ass for a week. Although rounding my group up for our next visit, not everyone was afraid of it as I'd hoped.
Who's that? Jenkins and Cartwright. Come here. It's like having two little naughty kids, it is. Eh? Look how they spell cocks.
Louise Cox. Louise Cox.
Hey, we're on a cultural tour of Antrim. This is
With
so
you.
typically Welsh values.
With
Look
you.
how they spell cocks, lads. What do you think?
Oh, my my gosh, I don't think I trust you with that. I better take care of it.
It's a beauty though, isn't it? Give that a go, Warren. Give that one a try. You're a stick expert. It is meant to give me gravitas as a tour guide, but also just to instill a bit of fear as well.
Oh, look, take a bit of...
You two should be very, very careful. Our next visit was a local booze tasting, but if we were going to make it on time, I needed to get people into taxis, but my lucky eagle wasn't having the desired effect. Do you have any taxis available for 8 people now, please?
I have no car free on this moment.
You have no cars free now? I've tried that one, I've tried 2 others. I'm going to go in here and see if I can get a taxi number. Hugh, can I deputise and put you in charge of the walkers, the racing pensioners? If you can get them back to the coach park, I'll look after the injured and the dying. We've got to be at the gin tasting at 3:15, which is a 20-minute drive, and we are 15, 20 minutes away from the coach. So we're in Gillian McKeith's house without a paddle. Hugh set off with the fuel-injected pelts, but when the taxis came for the rest of us, there were more bums than seats. Don't worry about me. I'll find my own way now. It's a lift, mate. The worst thing is they're all going to blame me and go, here he is. All right? Hooray! As soon as you hooray me, you will feel my eagle. We're 10 minutes late. I'm not sure that they're going to let us into the Elixir d'Anvers, which is the famous herb liqueur. We've got a tasting organised, but apparently they are, well, ball breakers, for want of a better word, when it comes to timing. We were already running very late, and now we were lost.
Yes, late 132. Is that the one? Is that it?
We were just wondering, can we check the address that we've got for you? Because the sat-nav in our coach is taking us somewhere and we don't think we're in the right place. 132 we're looking for. 132, ladies and gentlemen.
37.
54.
Number 80 on your right.
80 on the right.
We needed to find the place fast, because as we shouted the house numbers, Gaynor got very twitchy.
Rod,
Yes?
bingo only goes 1 to 90.
We're just looking for number 132 again, and the bingo hasn't started.
61.
Welcome. Hi. Thank you very much. I'm very sorry.
You are the tour operator?
I'm the tour operator. I'm very, very sorry we're late. Yeah, we had a few taxi issues, a few mobility issues, but we are here now and we are absolutely gasping for some of your life-enhancing elixir. My charm offensive had patched things up and saved the tour. But minutes later, my grovelling good work was almost undone by the Grange Hill twins.
I think you call it in England a cure or die remedy, a household remedy. Not only date from 1894, but...
Just one moment. Jenkins, Cartwright. We've had a lot of trouble with these two. Had to be you, didn't it?
And the beginning is, of course, the inventor of this liquor. And it was such a success that the first distillery...
Jenkins, Cartwright. See me on the coach after this.
Now, already after the First World War, François Xavier retired at young age in 1922, and he left the management.
Right. You two, out. That's it. Final warning. And you. Go on. As we headed out for our last night in Antwerp, I felt totally at home with this fantastic group. Central Station, ladies and gentlemen, up ahead. What year was it built? 1565. We celebrated together, but I still had to get them home, and there was a bingo-shaped shadow hanging over me. I'd heard barking from Gaynor's room in Antwerp, and I knew if we didn't play bingo on the way home, that puppy was a goner. Next morning, as we headed back to Calais, I tried to distract the group with other games.
Are you male or female?
You can't ask me am I male or female, it's got to be a yes or no answer.
All right. Are you male?
Yes.
Are you a pop singer?
What?
Are you a pop singer?
It's guess who? I don't know what their bloody jobs are, I've just got a picture of their face. I spy with my little eye. Let's have a look around here. Don't worry, I'm not looking up your skirt, Anne. I'll choose something we can all see. wouldn't be fair on the others. I was feeling really guilty that I hadn't sorted the bingo out for Gaynor. I knew it was important that she had a turn at I Spy.
I Spy, mae'n glai, so dwi'n gwneud RS and it's outside.
Road sign.
Oh. Yeah.
But when we got to Calais, I spied with my little eye someone beginning with G, and she still wasn't happy. Guess who?
I gotta tell you now, we've been with you now 3 days. Today we're going home our 4th day. And we still haven't had a game of bingo.
No, I know,
And I asked you the first morning.
I know you did.
I take it you haven't got any books yet then?
Not yet.
Yet.
I've still got 20 minutes. We've never had a trip without bingo. I've promised them it, and I'm going to get it. But this is the problem I've got. Le magasin sera fermé le 1er mai. This shop will be closed the 1st of May. It is bank holiday. I've got 20 minutes in Calais to find bloody bingo. Bonjour. Vous connaissez le jeu bingo? Bingo. Merde. Je cherche les cartes avec les numéros pour le bingo. Au tabac? Ah oui? It looked like the puppy was going to live to see another day. I'd found some bingo. These are scratch card bingos. They're €2 a pop. But somebody could win 10,000 euros.
7, 8, 9, 10.
No doubt about it. Our lucky eagle is paying dividends. On the ferry home, I headed triumphantly for Gaynor, bingo cards in hand. I have sorted. The bingo is sorted.
That's not bingo.
Well, what is your bingo then?
You've got a book of 6. What numbers? 1 to 90. You call the numbers out. We mark them off.
Right. She wants proper, full-on Mecca bloody bingo, doesn't she? She wants bingo hall, Vegas bingo. That's what she wants. In desperation, I had one last hunt. I was about to give up when, snap! I mean bingo! Magnetic games for travel, magnetic bingo. That's going to keep one pensioner very happy, that. She's been going crazy.
Really?
Almost did a dirty protest on the bus. The ferry was docking. I couldn't wait to show Gaynor what I'd found, but I'd lost 2 of my group. No prizes for guessing who. Jenkins, Cartwright! Come on! It was the last leg of the journey, and as I handed out the bingo, I felt like I'd become a half-decent tour guide.
28 brown. 28, of course, is Sloan's top speed in miles an hour. 6 yellow.
But as we played, I realised I'd made a terrible mistake. My travel bingo was designed for 2 players, and half of them had the same numbers.
Bingo is just so stressful. So stressful.
As Glyn No Buttons brought us safely home, I'd enjoyed myself immensely and hoped my new friends had too.
Thank you very, very, very much for having me. It's been a very strange experience for me. In some ways, it totally fits my personality, and in some ways, it doesn't. The thing of this job is you have to put yourself last. You have to put yourself last and look after every other single person before yourself, and that's what Hugh, I guess, and people that do this job do, is put themselves last. And that doesn't come naturally to me, but I've thoroughly, thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed it. So thanks very much. It's been a privilege to hopefully look after you all reasonably well. Nobody's dead. We're all here, aren't we? We're all still back, and I consider that a success. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
I said to you on Sunday going out, I said, I give you a bit of advice, keep the people happy. And that's exactly what you did.
Oh.
You had me crying this morning. Oh, I was in tears. Brilliant.
In a good way.
Absolutely brilliant. You'll make a good guide.
Thank you very, very much. That is one lovely, lovely community, and it's I've absolutely loved it. And a little tear in my eye. I'm probably overtired. Just need to go home.